Did you know that oil is the mother of all commodities?
How about some music, Mother?
As you're watching this video, the United States is producing about 12.3 million barrels per day, and it is achieved by using roughly about 200,000 miles of pipeline just within the continental United States. Welcome to Gimme Facts. We're taking a look at the top 5 facts about the plunge in oil prices to a new low as of release of this video and why they have a tendency to fluctuate so much. Subscribe to our channel if you're a new viewer and look forward to similar content in the future. It is no joke that the novel coronavirus has brought a negative impact in our social and economic lives. One such event that is a direct consequence of the pandemic is the first ever drop of crude oil price below zero. That's right, you heard that right, below zero. It is actually at a negative $37.63 per barrel. What this means is essentially producers, mostly upstream and midstream, have to pay the sellers like companies like Shell, BP, and Chevron, that's not an exhaustive list, to actually buy the fuel. So, you're thinking to yourself, oil is such a heavily used commodity, how did this debacle happen in the first place? Number 1, this is simply because there is no demand. Practically the entire world is shut down and has become stagnant. No soccer moms are driving their kids to a match where they can get the sweet release of subliminal pride. Nobody is going on a date to indulge in a cheesecake whilst claiming they're dieting, and nobody is flying to attend their next business meeting where their boss gets the most comfortable chair, which they never would make it in the first place because flights are always being delayed. Second on the list is the burden. This brings us to our next point. Barrels everywhere, not a drop to be burnt. Storage facilities have been filled with oil nobody's willing to use. Hence, producers are rushing to get rid of the fuel to curb costs to produce and store. Typically, that cost would involve chartering a supertanker for storage offshore at almost $350,000 a day. So, to prevent further loss, they're paying sellers to take up the burden. Needless to say that buyers will incur their share of transporting and storing, but they're hoping prices will increase by the end of the year, which can prove to be lucrative. Before we move on, here is another interesting fact. The Strategic Petroleum Reserve, aka SPR, is the largest emergency reserve in the world, with the capacity of almost 797 million barrels. Oh boy, that is humongous, and is run by the US Department of Energy. Third on the list is a universal benchmark. Black gold is not actually below zero per barrel in other nations.
We don't do that here.
The universal benchmarking for oil, the Brent Crude, is at $1.25 per barrel as of today. Why is that, you may ask? It just boils down to the fact that other nations have easier access to shipping ports and transportation costs are lower. Number 4 is fuel prices. Does this mean I'll be paid to fill up my Porsche with premium gas? No, actually it doesn't work that way. You need to consider various factors other than supply and demand. These are A. Federal, state, and local taxes. B. The weather or the season. For example, the additives required in the fuel changes for the summer, which will increase the production cost. C is your location. Essentially, if you're farther from a port or a pump jack, you'll be charged more. That's just reality. Wait, does that mean new cell phone and laptop prices are going to skyrocket? Come on, now that's off topic, you might add. But wait, it is actually not. Did you know that petrochemicals or byproducts of crude oil are actually used to manufacture optical components in electronics? So at this juncture, it is uncertain if your 10 GB RAM dual OLED display device is on the verge of becoming not affordable. And number 5 and the last on this list is, yes, the one that you're all thinking about. Recovery. Yes, it is expected in the horizon. The crude prices published on Monday, April 20th are for demand and supply numbers until May 2020. It is expected that barrels set for June 2020 and beyond will fetch better prices. Buyers are still interested in paying a positive price at around $20 a barrel later in the year. So, we can hope to see an improvement in the oil trade. But then again, this is contingent, oh boy, on the COVID-19 pandemic easing out before summer 2020. Subscribe to our channel if you wish to see similar content in the future, and hit that like button if you found this video interesting. See you in another video.